Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Henry Large Metal Shade Indoor-Outdoor Wall Sconce. This is going to be the 30-27-12. It's the larger of the two fixtures that exist like this. This one's coming in with a conical hood that's 14.4 inches in diameter. The smaller version of this is coming in at 9.2. So you should check them both out. There's also a glass shade version of this too, as well as some great pendants that you can use indoors and outdoors. And on that note, this is an indoor-outdoor wall sconce. It's made to the construction rigors of an outdoor sconce, and we'll get into lots of that later in the video. But it's beautiful enough to use inside, and a lot of our customers do use this inside because it's such a great sconce. It does a lot of great things. Let's talk about the size of it to begin with. The height of it's going to be measured from the bottom of that conical hood to the top of the arched arm, and that's coming in at 12.8 inches. The width is 14.4, and the projection, that's the distance from the wall coming out to you, is 16.7. This is very light. It's made out of aluminum. It's only 2.1 pounds. And the back plate on this, that's going to go over your 4-inch junction box, is 5.5 inches by 4.9. The mounting height, that's the distance from the bottom of the shade to the middle of the junction box. That's coming in at 4.8. I want to show you a little bit more information about that, and how we're going to do it is to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that out for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you, there's also a bracket that's going to come with this. It's called a universal mounting bracket. Lots of little holes in it that can go onto a variety of junction boxes just like this one, or many others as well. And you're going to see a full parts list. You're also going to see a nice line drawing, lots of line drawings of the back of this fixture, so you get a chance to see what it's like and how it goes onto your junction box. So always take advantage of that if you can. Let's hop into something kind of quick. If you are in the sunny state of California and you are pulling permits for new construction only in California, and that's requiring you to use what's called a GU24 socket, they won't let you use a socket like this for those kind of things. That would be new construction or renovation, pulling permits only. They don't want you to be able to use an incandescent bulb in the state of California. They're going to be making you use this. This is a GU24 socket. GU24 bulb has the little prongs on top. They just slip in like that, and it only allows you to use a variety of bulbs, pretty much like a LED or a fluorescent. So mostly LED at this point in time. So if you're in that situation, just email me, and we do custom versions of this fixture with these sockets every day if you need it. If you are not pulling permits in the sunny state of California, you're just going to order the regular version of this. Porcelain socket. It's going to be in a metal housing facing down. Lots of different bulbs that Hubbardton Forge kind of recommends for this. If you want to get an amazing amount of light down, you would use what's called a par 20. And if you do want to use a halogen, you can do that up to 50 watts. But this is a really good LED version of that bulb. Par 20 bulbs that are LEDs, the ones that we use, we get on Amazon. They're their house brand, Amazon Basics, and the quality and the light is excellent. It comes down straight, big beam of light. You could use this in all kinds of applications. Like if you're using it outside, that's a good application for it. Lots of light getting on the ground so you can see what you're doing. If you're going to be using this indoors, a lot of people will use it like in a kitchen. If they have a big bank of windows with a counter underneath it and they have no way to get light on that counter, they'll often put this sconce above the windows and it'll shoot light straight down. However, there's lots of aesthetically prettier bulbs that you can use. It'll kind of do the same thing. And one of them is called an Edison bulb. And the Edison bulb, it looks a little bit like this, but it has a little bit of a point on it, like Thomas Edison made it in his little lab in New Jersey for you a long time ago. Those are pretty cool. Adds to the aesthetic of the piece, but I don't necessarily think you need to go there because there's so many bulbs that are just like it that are out in the marketplace. These are LEDs that I picked up at Home Depot. This is the A19 bulb, just a simple light bulb. This is kind of a standard size we grew up with. This is an A20 bulb. You notice it's a little bigger, and it can accommodate more of these filaments inside, which means more light. I found this bulb, the smaller one, at a 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent. I've seen this at a 100 watt equivalent without a problem. If you want to go really bright on this, you can play around with this. And this is the A20 bulb. I found this up to 150 watt equivalent. So they're all out there for you to use and to find. I found a 4-pack of these at Home Depot, just like that's what this is. And it was very, very inexpensive, I thought, for what it was. Plus, it gave great light and it lasts a long time. That's the nice thing about LEDs. the light that they're going to be offering these to you, the color of the light is going to vary quite a bit. We talk about that in all these videos. They're going to offer these bulbs to you, LEDs in 2700 Kelvin. That's going to be a super yellow light. They're also going to offer them to you in something called daylight. And you have to remember, that's a bluish white light, like an overcast day, hospital waiting room. That's 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is warm white, soft white, and that's the light coming down from this LED above me. That's what these guys are. And that's 3,000 Kelvin. That's what we, like I said, like we use all over our showroom. People think it's incandescent light because it's got a beautiful warm glow, but it's not. It's LED, and you can see how nice it looks down here. It's a dimmable fixture with no problem at all. Just make sure that if you're going to be dimming it in whichever situation you're in, buy dimmable versions of those bulbs. Hubbardton Forge only uses aircraft-grade aluminum to make their outdoor fixtures. Aluminum holds up the best in incredibly harsh environments. When you're out and you look up in the sky and you see all those jet airliners running around up there, those are all made out of aluminum for a reason. And part of that reason is it holds up great, like I said. It also forges beautifully. It holds finish beautifully. It doesn't rust. Remember that. It's very important. And they're virtually indestructible when they're all finished. So how Hubbardton does it is they take the fixture itself, they're going to wire it up at the top, they're going to put a wire at the bottom, they're going to send a current of electricity that's going to go through this fixture, making it positive, and they put it into a spray booth with a picture of the woman next to me. You can see she's spraying finish around it, and because it's positive, it's going to adhere to every nook, every cranny, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. After that, they're going to take this and they're going to move it into an oven. That oven is going to melt all of that down and create a very hard shell. So it makes it, again, virtually indestructible. So they've also tested these things in these wind chambers. So they take the fixture, all covered in that epoxy powder coat. It's going to go into that chamber. They're going to shoot salty seawater at it at high velocity for hours and hours and hours, just like you were at the beach and you have like a hurricane coming in, which to me is going to be pretty much the worst environment you're going to run into. So after they tested these and found out that they hold up incredibly well, Hubbardton Forge offers basically the best warranty in the lighting industry. And you can see that on the page for this. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link, and click on that and it'll show you the entire warranty and how it all works. Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. On those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.